Hey, what is up, everybody?
Good morning, guys. Alrighty, so welcome officially to the warehouse that I manage. So, yeah, we get to hang out here, supplement place. So, pretty simple, one-man show in here. As we are, as you can see, not the biggest, but you know, they're doing well. So we run this one for the whole of Canada, and then we got a warehouse in the States and the UK. So we're across three separate countries at this stage, which is pretty awesome. And then yeah, so today we're just quickly getting some fulfillment done, and then we're going to get out of there because we don't have anything else needing to be done today here in the warehouse. We had a bunch of stuff coming yesterday, fresh product. We got some new boxes and whatnot coming our way over the next probably week or two, which is good. And all these bigger boxes sitting in the middle here are going to disappear soon as well, which will be great. So they're ingredients, so they're going to vanish to the factory to be turned into product. So that's awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty simple for this part, but it's nice. Get to hang out here, just do my thing, which is really good. A bit of like, I don't know, meditation, if you will, to escape just the chaos that is my usual day-to-day with the kids, Apex, trying to deal with this ski resort thing, which leads me to it. So the offer went in, a lot of back and forth, as you'd expect. But we have had to put it on ice, not due to us, due to them. They're just wrapping up for the season, so the seller kind of just wants to take a bit of a rest on that until things have simmered down for their operations, so they can devote their full focus on the negotiation, which is a bit of a bummer. I'd love to, have that all happening now and hopefully wrapping up, but we're going to have to just wait a bit longer to get this all sorted. So not the outcome we were looking for at this point, but is what it is. Really confident in what we are offering and that it's the right fit for us, but hopefully the seller sees that as well in terms of what we're offering and that we're a good fit for taking over this business. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit quiet on this front. Yeah, doesn't help. Her realtor is overseas, so dealing with time zone difference there, plus obviously the end of season for them. And as I've been paying attention, it's been a busy time of year for them with like events, but also they've had some good snow. It's been really good up there. So yeah, we've got our fingers crossed that we can all come back to the table and we can get a deal done that fits for all of us. So yeah, fingers crossed there. But in more exciting news, obviously, as I said last week, we have the new addition to the family, which is very exciting. So we've been dealing with getting used to having a baby in the family again. So that's proven to be, I wouldn't say a challenge, just more so just the juggling act. You just added that one extra piece that doesn't move the same as the rest. It's not the same, not the same as the rest. Obviously, basically, either myself or Liv have to be with her like the entire time. Just as she obviously can't do anything for herself, but at the same time, she's pretty easy because we can just leave her in like a bouncer or lying in her bed or stuff like that because she's still sleepy baby, where realistically the only things that get her upset is when she's hungry, she's pooped, she's got gas. Like, they're pretty simple creatures at this point, which is does make it easier, but does just mean that everything just has to have that little extra complexity when we want to do other stuff with the other kids at this point. So yeah, it's been fun. Surprisingly, been getting plenty of sleep. Number 4, I think Liv and I are pretty well rehearsed at this point in terms of what we got to do. Particularly Liv, absolute champ. Just she's, I would like to say she's got this baby pretty dialed at this point, working out kind of when and what she needs, which is awesome. So she's getting plenty of sleep, which is the big thing. Like any of you other parents out there, like that's one of the biggest challenges as the parent is just getting through this early phase, not being too tired during the day, particularly if you've got other kids where you just, like, they sleep well, so you got to have as much energy as they do to get through it because they don't stop. And so, yeah, which has been good. So we've been able to really give the other kids the attention they need and deserve. So that there's no like ill feelings towards the new baby, because that's obviously something you really want to avoid at this point, because the other kids are a bit older, so they are aware. They do notice these things. So that's been a bit of a juggling act. Took a bit of time off, so I've not been as busy recently, which has been great. So we're going to try and jump on the bike today, just because the weather's a bit wet and cold, and to be honest, I'm being a bit of a fair weather boy at the moment, and I'm not a fan of running when it's miserable by myself. If I've got people with me, absolutely, I'll get out there in the worst conditions, but by myself these days, I really can't be bothered. So I'm going to jump on the bike later, and we're gonna do a session with Training Peaks, and we're just going to go through probably an hour and a half on the bike, nothing too wild, just spin the legs, and we'll take you on that one. And then we got some R&D to do, because obviously we got the chafing. One of the chafings done last week. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get another variant of the chafing made, and we'll get that hopefully tested as well. I've got a friend who's going to test that and the other one out for me, and then we're also going to put together our bike wax. We're going to mix that up, and we're going to see if we can get the ratio right this time, because this last time, if you remember, if you've seen any of the other ones, we made, it was good, except it came out a bit too much like a paste, right on the verge of being a liquid, so right there. But I've made some subtle changes to my ratios. Hopefully we can get something that stays as a liquid, so we can do a real small batch, and we're just going to test this new ratio and see if we can get that to be liquid this time. That would be a huge win if we can do that. But yeah, let's come around. So next step, if we get these right, we get some good feedback on those, we're going to start going into the branding and packaging for all of this, and see if we can get a product launch on these officially out there for you guys and anyone else. Yes, that's pretty exciting. It's going to be a lot of work though. Yeah, and then treating's been busy, far out. So taking that one day off last week to be dad really seemed to cause a bit of a backlog on fixing people. So Monday was chockers. Friday is already looking to be pretty busy. I've managed to pull some time aside for myself to hit the gym. Kind of easy when I'm working out of the gym, so we'll be able to squeeze in a gym session there. It looks like Monday next week's already got a bunch of people lining up, which is, for me, it's abnormal. I get a lot of last minute bookings. That seems to be how my clients love to roll, is they're good, and then they're not. And that's when they roll in. They're not really people who like to plan ahead, because most of them are very healthy. So, their issues are a sudden thing, and it's normally they're doing something and then something happens, or they notice something, and they get on top of it really quickly, which is great. So for me, that's easy. I don't have to do huge amounts in terms of like long-term treatment situations, which any physio out there, those ones are great. You get to really develop that relationship with the client, really get to build them up and see that progression, which is really rewarding. But you also have to then manage your client's expectations, because those sort of longer situations, like we all want to get back up and running as quickly as possible, but that's not realistic with some situations. So you gotta manage them, and they're, depending on the nature of your client, they're either raring to go or they're getting really disappointed that it's taking so long, particularly if it is slow progress, where you don't get a lot of noticeable change in the timeframes that they want to see. So like next day after, whatever that is. Yeah. So that's a bit of a challenge in itself when you get those situations, but they're good. It just comes with the job. So yeah. So it's a bit all over the shop here, literally all over the shop. But yeah, we're rolling. It's I feel like it's just like a normal week, but it's a bit quiet for me. Not too much happening this week, but I'm sure once we get all these products tested and we start getting to branding and all that sort of prep, things are going to amp up a little more in terms of what we're up to. Oh, before I forget, I've also been putting our home recovery units together. We put the sign up last week, as you saw. This week we are fiddling around with plumbing, and hopefully we get some of the units attached to them that we had for the old Cove business in West Van. So we are hopefully gonna, in the next week or two, we'll have our home set up ready to rumble, which would be great. So basically full commercial spec setup, my own backyard. So that'll be great. I know I've already got a bunch of friends and old clients who are hassling me to be able to swing on by the house if they're ever, in the area to do a recovery session with the old units, because I'll be blunt, what we had was great. A lot of clients really got a huge amount of benefits. The way we ran our protocols particularly was the thing that people noticed, which we ran science-based, and we looked for a lot of efficiencies, and we regularly went back to the research to make sure we were doing it right, make sure we were getting the most out of it, and reviewing what people were saying as well, but also making sure that we're educating the clients. So yeah, they really want to come back into it because there's nowhere else in at least the greater Vancouver area with a setup like what we had. I would love to see someone else, step into the void that we left. It's just very expensive with the red tape to step back into what we had in the same capacity. Unless you've already got what we had set up, yeah, you're looking up in the millions, unfortunately, to get it all set up and running, which is, that's a bit of a barrier of entry for a business. So unless we get one of the big chains from like Australia or maybe down in the States or Europe to come in, then it might be a very long time before we see that space filled for that demographic and market, which there's a huge demographic needing and wanting that. So yeah, we'll see. But for now, we're gonna pack some boxes up for some clients here for Blonx. We're gonna get into it. So yeah, hang tight. We got only a few today. It's a very quiet day. Yesterday and the day before were pretty slammed. So it's kind of nice to have a bit of a quieter one because we got the warehouse prepped for the week yesterday with the new product that came in. So here we go. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to quickly load up the truck now with our most recent fulfillment. So into the lovely Ram. Red because it goes fast. So here we go. Okay, so we are going to jump on the rollers here and we're going to do about 60 minutes, just easy going cycling. So we'll speed this up. Alrighty, hey guys, so we're just in the Blonx warehouse here, just wrapped up 3.5 hours of getting this place organized and getting things packed, making sure our labels are all up to date, making sure inventory is good and organized. So a bit of a haul this morning, but it's done. But yeah, it's been a quiet little week. I managed to bust up my back last week, just doing what dads do, getting one of the kids changed and stood up, and it just decided to cack itself. So we're on rest over the Easter weekend, so which was a bit of a bummer because kids obviously had a great time with Easter, as you do. So we spent it more at home because I couldn't really go anywhere. We dropped into the bike park on Sunday though, so the kids could bomb around on the pump track. And then yeah, we were back up and running yesterday, down to West Van. Got some treating in, which was great. It was an alright day actually. I think I ended up with 6 people, not too shabby for 5 hours of work. Yeah, so we're gonna go hopefully today to pick up some of the final pieces to put the tubs together at home, and we'll see how that rumbles. But yeah, and then we're beginning the search for someone to help me with some branding and packaging for Apex. So we'll see how that unfolds. We're gonna have a little browse in the local area and see if there's anyone we can have sit downs with. Yeah, I don't know, sitting with someone always feels a bit easier to kind of explain and show and all that fun stuff. So hopefully we can find someone here in town who can help me out with that, which would be fad. But yeah, no, the back tweak really set home just like how much as a dad I need to be up and running, not just for like my own sanity, but also for my wife's, but also for the kids, because they were getting nutty by the end because dad couldn't go outside with them. I couldn't play chase with them in the house. It was, yeah, me just kind of like hanging out on the couch sideways, just keeping the back happy while, yeah, Liv's, attending to the newborn as well as the 3 older ones. So, yeah, got to do more to really look after my back. So, got to get that hip mobility, get that strength back into it. Spend a little more time looking after myself. If that means getting up early in the morning, I'm going to have to start doing that again. I got a bit lazy and I've started actually getting up not as early. When I have gotten up earlier, I've used it to in effect sit there and read or check the news. Things that I felt like I needed, but I think in the scheme of it, they are the things that I could do without. I almost treat it as a reward for doing the things I need to do, like go and run, stretch, go into the backyard shed and do some gym stuff there, even if it's just basic accessory work. But also hitting the gym here in Squamish for CrossFit, instead of using the excuse that I'm only in West Van a couple of times a week as to why I'm not getting all my sessions in. So, yeah, it's time to get rid of those excuses and get into it. So, yeah, we'll piece it all together. But yeah, hopefully on the next video we'll have some updates on the ski resorts. It's still on hold. We haven't heard anything. Their season just wrapped up. So fingers crossed that they can get everything closed up, get everything ready to rumble, and begin talks with us, and we'll see how that unfolds. Fingers crossed it all turns out good, but I will keep you posted. Otherwise, we're just doing the mad rush to get passports and all that fun stuff ready for the new girl to head home with us to Oz in May for my little Rose wedding. So that's going to be a cracker. Really looking forward to seeing him, seeing all the fam, seeing all the friends back home. Yeah, it's going to be good to get on that plane and make our way back to the lovely sandy beaches of Australia compared to the ones here, which, well, they're beaches, but they're not the same. So, yeah, for now, I'm going to get this truck emptied of all the stuff from Blonx, from cardboard and packages, and we'll get things happening. So, talk soon. So we have our home backyard set up with our custom pumps and the old business sign with hot tub and cold tub. So we're going to fill them up tomorrow and let them rip. So bringing commercial to the backyard.